Hi guys, my name is Dylan Starkweather. Welcome to my interpersonal communication speech. Today we're going to be discussing the three things of what we could personally build to make ourselves a better speaker in public, speaking to someone personally, or just, talking to your friends. I'm going to go over three huge keys that you can get over this fear. You're not the only person out there. There's plenty of people that are afraid of public speaking to other friends. It is a very big fear. Well, these three huge keys are self-concept of yourself. You have to know we're all different and looks come into play. When we're thinking about speaking to someone, a lot of the time we're thinking, oh, is my hair good enough? Or do I look good enough to even talk to this person? That's not necessarily true. Body language is another huge key. If I'm walking around like this during my speech and I got my head down, do I look confident? No. Do I look interesting? No. Do I look like I know what I'm talking about? No. So body language is a huge key in this. Another thing is media. Yes, all of us use Instagram, I'm pretty sure of it. And we see people out there all the time on Instagram that come out and they take these pictures and stuff and they try to make themselves look good. Well, we try to model ourselves after those people. So, and the first thing I really want to talk about, to be honest, is, we're all human. We all are different and all of us have this different connection. That's what makes us human. And so, according to Libriam Charlotte of the New York Times, self-criticism can take a toll on our mind and bodies. I want you guys to think about that for a second. Because I went back and I said we are all human, we all look different, right? Well, it's not even really the other people that are judging us, because most of the time it's not other people judging us, it's our own self judging our own selves. Our mind is the most powerful thing in the world. We only use 5% of it. So most of the time, if we're thinking about ourselves, our mind is going to take us into negative thoughts. Well, if we take those negative thoughts and you replace it with positive thoughts, you can see a constant improvement in public speaking or speaking to your friends. Another thing I really want to talk about is body language. I personally have had this experience in body language. I played high school basketball all the way through my life, and I struggled with body language. I would shoot a shot, I'd miss it, I would airball it, and I'd walk back down the court and I'd have my head down. Guess what that does? That lowers your confidence, and that's going to lower your self-esteem. Self-esteem is one of the huge keys in speaking. If you have low self-esteem or low confidence, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to be able to talk to people. You're not going to be able to do these things. So self-esteem and low confidence is built off of body language. So I encourage every single one of you to adapt to positive body language, to walk positively, keep your chin up, and have your shoulders back, and just be positive throughout. Another thing I would personally like to talk about is media. Media plays a huge key in determining where we perceive ourselves. So for example, if I looked at myself and I said, hey, I want to be like Chris Pratt. Well, I hate to say it, I don't have an 8-pack like Chris Pratt. I wish I did. But none of those things would happen. And that's one huge thing. It's like I said, when I've talked about earlier, in looks coming into play of speaking to someone, we often think of all these people we see on Instagram or all these celebrities we see. By doing that, it lowers our self-esteem and our self-confidence. So, according to the Economic Times, social media addiction can lead to low self-esteem states. I hate to say it, I personally have experienced low self-esteem from being on social media for a very long time. But it's part of it, and there's ways to get around it. And one thing I like to encourage you guys is to try to use less social media. Because when you try to use less social media, you'll see a positive impact when you're speaking to people, and your self-esteem will build. And like I said, self-esteem and confidence is a huge key in speaking. And another thing I'd like to say is, according to the Economic Times, one tries hard to portray a rosy and content picture on social media, which sometimes might not be true. I see this all the time. A lot of people look at these pictures, or they always look at this, they look at that, and they're like, oh my gosh, this person's all glittered up. It's not really true. There's filters behind it. There's all these things, and it lowers our self-esteem. And like I'm talking about, self-esteem is a giant key in speaking to people. Now, to wrap this all up, I really wanted to talk about those three keys. And the reason why I talk about those three keys is when we're speaking, we tend to carry ourselves low. If we can get rid of the body language, and if we can just be more confident in ourselves and filter out our minds and our critics of our own selves, and we can make more of a powerful impact, it can lead us to a better speaking. And speaking plays a huge key in life. So I encourage every single one of you to try to adapt a positive body and body language, a positive state of mind, and try new things. Go out and try speaking to new people. Thank you.